When Frenemies ended, as toxic as it was, a lot of us were really sad because we look forward to Tuesdays only because of Frenemies. Luckily, Ethan brought in Families and it was a hit. It really filled that Frenemies void and was much more relaxing to watch. You never had to worry about a big storm out or a fight over the most mundane. It was just good content and everyone loved Donna. But now, Families is also ending. It's a mess, so let's get into it. So, last week when the Trisha episode of Families aired, everyone was super excited because Ethan had finally changed the background. They were using the old Frenemies background and they finally changed it to something a little bit more fitting. It was light pink for Donna and light blue for Ethan, and it just had a much more lighter and happier feel to it. Donna decorated her microphone in butterflies and it just gave off the feeling that it was a really happy and fun podcast. Someone in the comments even said, the background better represents the show, softer and more lighthearted. Which is why people were so confused when this week's episode of Families was posted. It was titled The Final Families Episode. Now, when I first saw this, I had to do a double take. I thought it was an old Frenemies episode or something. Unfortunately, it's not, and Families is actually ending. Ethan starts off the episode by saying Families was just supposed to be a joke podcast after the downfall of Frenemies. It was supposed to be a limited run and apparently never meant to last as long as it did. Ethan said he felt like he could have kept it going forever, but he wants to end while the show is still good. Even Gary said when he first got into all this, he really didn't want to be involved and he wanted to be more off camera, but he's actually grown to love it. Both Gary and Donna really enjoyed doing the show, and they said they're actually going to miss filming every Tuesday. Now, Ethan said it's not going to be goodbye forever because he's still going to have his parents back every once in a while, and they might even get their own drama segment. Donna's still even planning on talking to Ethan's fans, and she's also going to be making a TikTok to talk about her butterflies. Ethan also revealed that a new show with a new host is going to be coming to the channel, but they're still working out the details. At the end of the episode, Donna gave the crew a huge shout out and said that they're all so great.
I would just like to say that your staff is really great.
Yeah.
You're a very lucky guy.
Awesome.
You're a very lucky guy.
They're the best in the game.
Dan's the only one here today, but everybody,
Yeah,
especially Dan,
They are the best in
you
the game.
guys are great. You really are.
I thought that was really nice of her, especially after the disaster of an ending that Frenemies had. What I thought was really interesting was at the end of Families, Gary says if you disagree with Ethan's decision to end Families, then flood the comments and let him know. Which makes me think, Ethan's parents actually didn't want this to happen. A lot of people are still so confused over this decision. Donna literally just said in the second to last episode that she loves the drama and the tea, and they both really love doing the podcast. If you go back and look at all the episodes, Family sits anywhere between 1 million to 4 million views per episode, so it's definitely not a matter of views. Actually, Families is one of their more successful shows. I feel like Frenemies brought in a new audience, and they brought in a lot of people from like the tea and beauty side of YouTube and introduced them to the H3 podcast. Once Frenemies ended, that audience stuck around for Families. It had the same type of feeling as Frenemies, only less toxic and more lighthearted. People in the comments were even saying they're so sad because they're losing their comfort podcast. Here's what people had to say. I can't keep losing my comfort podcast. Jenna, Julian, Frenemies, Families. I love this podcast. I love how sweet Donna is. Gary is so hilarious, and Ethan treats his mom so sweet. I'm gonna miss it. Is this seriously ending? This is such a quality podcast. You can at least get 20 episodes. Come on, Ethan. I'm gonna be honest. At first, I thought Families was kind of a gimmick, but it turned out absolutely awesome. Just as good, if not better, than Frenemies. A lot of people think something must have happened behind the scenes that we're just not hearing about. They just changed the whole background and only got 2 episodes out of it. If you had plans on ending it, I don't think you would change the background with only 2 episodes left. Some people think maybe it's because Ethan had contracts for sponsorships from Frenemies, and now that they're fulfilled, he wants to move on. But other people think maybe it's because of Trisha. The second to last episode was Donna addressing the text message that she sent to Trisha. After that episode aired, it made Trisha go on yet another Twitter rant, and they even posted another video. A lot of people think Ethan is probably ending families only to protect his parents from the internet and the constant back and forth with Trisha. Ethan probably did this to be extra careful of what he brought his parents into on the internet. Clearly they are happy to be public figures, but the internet can be a relentless place. Keep things peaceful within the family. Someone also said, imagine Ethan's parents doing Keemstar's podcast after this. Yeah, I think that's more of a Trisha thing. As much as I'm gonna miss families and wish it would have continued, if it's gonna cause more drama for the family off camera, it's probably for the best. Moses is even starting to get involved in the frenemy/family's drama on Twitter, and it's getting messy. People noticed that Moses wasn't following Ethan or Hila anymore on Instagram and accused him of unfollowing them. But Moses replied and said, I didn't unfollow anyone. They blocked me, so it looks like I don't follow them. I am not that petty. And on Instagram, why block that? When I was watching the last episode of Families, it really felt like Ethan didn't want to say why Families was actually ending. And I think the reason is because if he had said, oh, it's because of Trisha and Moses, that would have just caused more drama. But on Friday's After Dark episode, Ethan actually addressed why Families was ending. The clip was posted on the Highlights channel, and it was titled, The Truth About Families. Ethan said there's been a lot of speculation about why Families was ending, and he's been watching all the T channels and finding out all the theories. The main theory was that he ended Families only to protect his parents from the internet, and Ethan said that's absolutely true. He said after coming off his mom's drama with Trisha, and then on top of it, them getting involved in the back and forth on Twitter, it just got way too messy. He said his parents are really wholesome and they're in their retirement. They don't need to be put on the internet and hearing people say horrible things to them. Hila brought up how talking about drama can be really fun for a little bit, but when you continue doing it and getting a little bit deeper into it, that's when it gets dark.
They don't need to be on the internet and people saying these horrible things, and then wait till people start making exposed videos about them, digging into their past.
God.
I mean, you can only imagine, you know. So like I said on the show, I wanted to end on a high note when everything was pure and beautiful and not wait for the exposed videos.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
Ethan said Trisha was literally calling his mom out directly, and it feels like he put his mom in that position, which didn't make him feel good. He thought it would be really funny to have this naive, sweet lady comment on internet drama, but hearing Trisha call his mom vile and the most evil woman alive, he really was like, no, we just have to wrap this up. Ethan even said himself, it was a really hard decision to make because the podcast was really successful.
Despite everything, it was still like our most viewed podcast, but like consistently over 1 million views.
Yeah. No, it was.
And we had
good.
like ads out the ass, like the advertisers loved that family.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a lot of money to say no to, and a lot of people who are enjoying the show, a lot of content.
See, the fact that it was one of their most popular shows, the views were amazing, and I'm sure in return, the money was amazing, and Ethan still ended it to protect his parents, you really can't argue with that. Even though his parents love doing it, I don't think they fully get how nasty the internet can be. But Ethan does, and he knows how dark it can turn. It started off so innocent and fun. Seeing Donna read her notes with all the research about internet drama was so funny, but then it got too serious. Having Trisha call his mom all those horrible names, and then on top of it, as Ethan said, Trisha's fans joining in and saying nasty things about Donna, it's just not right. Reading the comments under the video, it looks like H3 fans really respect and understand Ethan's decision too. All miss families, but I agree that this was for the best. Thank you for 10 great episodes, H3 family. I have immense respect for Ethan to end the podcast when he did. It takes a lot of will to say no to the money and views and put his family first. Something I don't think Trisha will ever comprehend. I don't blame you for protecting your parents from the internet. They're lovely and shouldn't be treated awfully by horrible people on the internet. Selfishly, I'd love for it to continue, but I respect their decision and the reason behind it. Forever a Donarch. Hopefully one day things will calm down, and once the Trisha situation settles, maybe Ethan will bring his parents back for a few episodes, but for now, it's good to see everyone totally respects their decision. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about everything down below. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button because it really does help my channel, and I'll see you next time.